Thank you very much. Well, it's a privilege and honor to be here, sort of on two special occasions. I've been traveling quite a bit this week. This is National EMS Week, and we've had many opportunities throughout the course of this week to recognize many in our industry for their achievements and accomplishments, and how appropriate the timing is for me tonight to be here to tell you a little about a colleague and a friend right here from our community, Miss Amanda Warren Newton. In 1999, as you can see in Amanda's bio, that's really kind of the start of her EMS career. In 1999, I had a unique opportunity to participate in a debate on the future of EMS. And it was not an ordinary debate, which, Victoria, I know you're well skilled in debates. This debate was held in a full-size boxing ring. We had to dress like boxers, and we had boxers in each corner. And in each corner of that room, or in each corner of the ring there, however, there was a representative from fire service EMS, there was a representative from hospital-based EMS, there was a representative from public sector EMS, and there was a representative from volunteer EMS. And two boxers would meet at the center of the ring, much as competition boxers would do, and we were asked questions about the future of EMS. And it came time to address the gender makeup of the EMS environment. And I was going against a prominent fire-based fire chief EMS, which, as we know, much of our public safety net in the past was male-dominated because of the strenuous nature of the work. But I had the opportunity to respond to that question, and the fire chief responded that, well, we're about 90% male-dominated, and because of the rigors of the job, we feel that we meet the appropriate nature. I responded to that question to say, well, I must say that today that we're about 60-40 male versus female in our profession as private sector EMS, but we're working well to close that gap so that we'll be 50-50. Many of my colleagues in private sector EMS thought that was a crazy statement, that women would not want to pursue such a career, but I knew better, and that statement I thought was going to be very hard to live up to in the coming years, given the fact that in EMS it's a difficult career path often to enter. And so I was very pleased that the next year I had the opportunity to meet Amanda Warren Newton when she showed up at my paramedic class in El Dorado, saying that I've entered a path that I think that God has a calling in my life. And the theme for EMS Week this year is EMS. It's not a job, it's a calling. And I thought that was kind of unique that Amanda would have used that phrase more than a decade ago, that this was a calling in her life. And I think very much that if you look at Amanda's accomplishments throughout the years, that is a testament to exactly what she has done. Her caring for others is demonstrated daily in the many activities that she takes place in through EMS. She serves on numerous boards and commissions. She is not afraid to go to work. Every time we turn around and task someone with a new job, Amanda is always willing to step to the forefront. Just in the past 3 years, with the development of the new statewide trauma system, Amanda has been an instrumental part of implementing this new phase of healthcare, particularly in rural communities such as Magnolia. She has been very active in ensuring that not only our profession, but also our community is well prepared. Amanda's service, Columbia County Ambulance Service, has been her career life. She began as a dispatcher in 1999, rapidly progressed to a paramedic, and then in addition she was named as the Vice President of Administration and Operations for the company in 2004. Upon the sudden passing of her husband John, she immediately became president in 2007. With that, she took on whole new roles. It's difficult to enter in a profession with such a short career path, and the next day, suddenly, unexpectedly, you find yourself at the top. But Amanda has also likewise met that challenge. All the time, though, that she has met the challenges of the job, she has not forsaken her family. In fact, her family has grown. Her husband Joey, her 3 children, Cole, 6, 21-month-old Brock, and the newest, 7-month-old Jake, is the inspiration of her life. And when it comes to life, she knows how to balance both family life and work life. And it's my privilege this evening to introduce you not only my colleague, but our friend, and right here in our community, I think somebody that truly can help make a difference for life, Miss Amanda Warren Newton.
he's become a business colleague. But when you enter into a professional career at an early age, you have a whole new definition of age discrimination. Usually that's thought of toward older people, but whenever you're younger in a career, that can be an obstacle. And Ken also entered EMS at a very early age, and he was always there to encourage me whenever I needed encouragement, and that was very priceless to me. Tonight I want to talk to you a little bit about community. Most of us are familiar with the quote, "It takes a village to raise a child." This old African proverb was made popular by Hillary Rodham Clinton in her book, It Takes a Village. And while her political views may be certainly controversial in some ways, there's certainly much truth to that statement. Community has a role in the success of us as individuals, the success of our business, and the success of our family. At the very core of community lies the family unit, specifically our parents. Beginning at birth, our parents instill core values that lie within us and shape the rest of our life, setting us up for either success or failure. Benjamin Franklin once said, "Well done is better than well said." My parents believed in teaching by example. They modeled skills and expected me to practice the application of those skills in my life. You can ask any lifelong resident of Columbia County the work ethic of John Paul Eddington, and I will tell you it is like none other. He would work as many hours a day as necessary, rain or shine, weekday or holiday, to get the job done. He cared as much about his employees as his customers, and he settled for nothing less than top quality everything. A satisfied customer was more important to him than a paycheck. My mother was a teacher and administrator for El Dorado School District. When she married my father, she applied her bookkeeping and office skills to his construction business. My parents did not believe in waiting until I graduated high school for me to begin work. For as long as I can remember, Mom had me working in the office, answering phones and doing basic bookkeeping. She taught me how to run an office, even down to the appearance and decor. She loves to tell the story about mine and her disagreement over the color of our porch swing. Dad's construction business office was based in our home, so our home was a business environment. One day, Mom decided that she wanted to paint the porch swing, and she wanted to paint it yellow. And at the age of 8 years old, I informed her that yellow was not a business color, that she needed to stain it instead. While today, porch swings may not be at the top of my checklist, a professional-looking ambulance certainly is. So values are instilled early on. At the age of 14, I was offered a summer babysitting job for a special needs child and his sister. I remember telling my mother that I wasn't sure if I wanted the job because I'm not exactly a morning person, and I didn't want to spend every day of my summer vacation getting up and going to work. Well, she quickly informed me that I had two choices. I could either get up and go babysit, or I could work on the farm with cows and chickens and Mom's cleaning chores. I very quickly chose toddlers over chickens and cows. I must say that today I'm still not a morning person, but due to early instruction and work ethics, I begin my day at 5:30 a.m. most mornings and will work weekends and holidays without complaining and measure success by the satisfaction of my customers. Although they taught me much, my parents did not limit my education to only their teaching. Friends and family offer different skill sets that my parents believed were fundamental to my growth. The woman who had the most influence on my professional career would be Margie Blair. Beginning in my teenage years, Margie was my role model for the business world. She was the picture of a professional woman, a woman everyone enjoyed being around. When she walked into a room, she always had a smile on her face, no matter what the day held. She greeted everyone with a hug or a handshake, and she was always ready for a good conversation. Margie's pleasant attitude in every situation was a tremendous inspiration to me and something that I strive to achieve today. Since my parents did not work in a professional business environment, Margie also served as my example of professional dress. Every day, Margie was dressed perfectly in a pressed dress and high heels. It wasn't something something she despised wearing, it was her. It was Margie. One day I remember Margie coming over to our house to dig up flowers in the flower bed. Mom was giving her some flowers. And I stood there in play clothes, astonished that she would show up to dig in a flower bed in high heels and a dress. Well, 25 years later, a dress and high heels is me. It's who I am. And my employees can testify that I'm much more comfortable going on an ambulance call in heels than in BDU boots, and I'm usually less likely to fall if I go in heels. My parents strongly believed in the role of the local church in raising a family. God was the center of our home. We attended Victory Baptist Church every time the doors were open, and while these precious church members just went about doing what they do, they taught me priceless lessons and gave me invaluable opportunities. From greeting to organizing meals and homecoming services, coordinating VBS, leading worship, working in the nursery, teaching Sunday school, typing bulletins, mailing cards to the sick, and much more, this small church served as a launch pad for my career ministry. Community is also important to the success of our business. Just as parents today should not think that they have to provide all of the education for the children themselves, business owners must also realize that they should not rely on themselves for all of the answers either. Each employee of a business possesses a unique skill set that is an invaluable resource to the company. Our different educational backgrounds and life experiences form a tremendous pool of knowledge, providing the answer to almost any situation. In medicine, we are aware that even our patients teach us something new every day. Other businesses in our community provide resources to fill in the gaps, allowing a business to run smoothly when it utilizes resources from every angle. And finally, the most beautiful example of it taking a village to raise a child is my family. All three of my children unveil a deeper dimension of community. In 2004, John Warren and I were married. In March of 2006, we were blessed with the birth of our beautiful son, Cole Dawson Warren. He was the love of our life and had his daddy wrapped around his little finger. In 2007, John passed away suddenly from meningitis. Over the next year, friends and family surrounded us with support, but one important role was left unfilled, the role of a father. In 2009, God fulfilled that role when he brought Joey into our life. Joey married us, me and Cole. We were a family again. My son had a father. Joey and I both loved our children very much. We wanted a bigger family, but due to medical concerns, the doctors had advised that I didn't have any more children. So we decided to pursue adoption. We began working with an adoption attorney in North Arkansas. He called us one day and told us that he had a birth mother who was 4 months pregnant with a baby that she felt that she could not support. She loved the baby but said that she did not live in a stable environment suitable for a child, so she was choosing to place her baby with an adoptive family to provide it with the stable life that she desired but was unable to provide. Joey and I, along with many other hopeful couples, submitted our profile for adoption. She considered all the profiles, and a few days later we received the call that we had been waiting for. She had chosen us. The next 5 months were spent getting to know the birth mother through daily calls and text messages, obstetrician visits, and glimpses of our baby through ultrasound. On July 6th, the birth mother, myself, and my husband gathered in the delivery room and experienced the birth of our son, Brock D. Newton. 24 hours later, the birth mom was discharged from the hospital to pursue her goal of attaining stability, and Joey and I and Brock were discharged to start our life as a family. We were blessed to experience this story again in 2010 with the birth of our son, Jake Allen Newton. Brock and Jake's lives would not have been possible without community. An unstable birth mother, an
an awaiting adoptive couple, and a caring attorney are unsuccessful on their own. But when united together, they can produce a thriving family. Without selfless birth mothers, an eagle adopting couple, and a caring attorney, our babies would have ended up as unnamed aborted fetuses thrown away in other medical waste. Each person had a role in our baby's life. None would have been successful without the other. Families aren't cookie-cutter projects. God's ways are much higher than our ways. He sees the past, the present, and the future, and he builds families as they are needed to complete his purpose and his plan. A cut and pasted family of many parents is beautiful and perfect. So in closing, I hope you see the role that community has in the success of us as an individual, the success of our business, and the success of our family. Community is about pulling together, realizing that everyone has something to offer, and the sum of the total is greater than the individual parts. Many people dislike small-town Magnolia. They're constantly looking for a way out to bigger and better things. But my advice is, despise not small beginnings. For a small family in a small town with a big sense of community can lead to a wide knowledge base for a prosperous career, a successful business, and a blessed and joyful family. Alone we are limited, but when we embrace the power of community, we are successful.